right, welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Tuesday, March 5th, 2024. It's 12:15 p.m. here in the Arizona desert. It's an interesting day. We are seeing the blessed retrace for crypto, which is a good thing. It's going to enable some alts to just start screaming. It's going to enable some good positions. So we're just kind of right now getting into that retrace. Maybe you might have had some limit orders that fired off. Anyway, it's a good moment. I think that we are in a good spot. So let's just rock through real quick, all right? Looking at Bitcoin, what just happened, you're seeing on the hourly chart, we're getting some serious dumps. People yesterday were trying really hard to short, and we're getting wrecked. But eventually, like right about now, they are getting what they would like to get, some money from their shorts, and we are seeing longs getting wrecked. So it's gone from people trying to short really hard and getting wrecked to now people who were longing, they got wrecked. But anyway, not too many longs got wrecked because I think we all knew this was coming. Now, looking at Binance, longs versus shorts, where all the big money is, and volume, 60% long, 39% short. So basically 60-40, definitely a long bias now, which makes sense. Looking at the top 20 exchanges for spot trading volume, they're all in the green, they're all on the way up. Stuff is happening. Looking at Bitcoin coming in at 63,896. Woo, I'll take it. Let me make sure I don't have a second browser open here, which is, let's check this real quick. I don't think I do. I don't. Okay, good to go. And I like what I'm seeing. We're giving some back. This is a beautiful thing. Even if maybe you bought on the way up, if you're in the red, don't worry about it. I think we're going to see maybe a mega cup and handle. We'll look at that in a second. But looking at the top 100, they're not all so green as they were. But we're seeing some, we saw a theta take off. That's really nice. We're going to look at that one before we check out of here. Internet Computer doing pretty good. ICP, I like that one. Anyway, just chill. Beam continues to dominate. Still 9.5% up. Starknet, have no idea what it is, but it's up 24%. Optimism, this one's been a player recently. OP, and that's a 13.9. So we're seeing some things that weren't making the money start to, and then some things that we're making the money continue. Now we're in a little bit of flux. Hold tight. Let the market let your trades come to you. Don't try too hard. Right now, the dollar strength index today is in the red, but it is hanging that 200 moving average. Cannot quite decide what it wants to do, but it's in the red. It's sideways right now, so that's helping the market do things. Crude oil not making much of a move at all today. Gold continues another day of running like crazy, coming in at 2,133. Gold just dominating. Silver back above the 200 moving average on the daily, which is very, very nice, coming in at $23.75. So anyway, those commodities, the hardcore commodities of God, gold and silver, are rocking. So something's going on in the world, because I don't know. I feel some good things. We're going to touch on that before we get out of here. We are seeing the mega dump. I'm loving this. I know it may be painful if you bought on the way up. Believe it or not, I had a limit that hit this morning, and now that one's in the red. I don't care because this is wonderful. This is what we need to continue. And this 4-hour chart for Bitcoin, I think we're well above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour. I love what I'm seeing. And we're retracing here. And if we look, we might just retrace to the 382. I'm basically just grabbing when it started running recently here for this Fibonacci sequence. And the 382 coming in at 61,785. That's a good spot. Dot 5 is 59,700. Get down to the 618 golden pocket, which is definitely possible. And that's 57,661. And I think if I go back here, let me hop on a daily here real quick. Where did I come up with that level? I do have a limit order in at 57,500. And I forget why. I'm sorry, that must be terribly annoying. I think because it was anyway. I have some alerts up that will and some limits, but basically, we've been pushing hard on the. You can see even here on the daily chart, we were pushing really hard, and now we're beginning to give a little bit back, and that makes sense. You could even take this Fibonacci sequence on the daily and go down like that. Let me actually get this back here squared away so you guys can see. Sorry, I'm on a small monitor. I want you guys to be able to see. Okay, so Let's get localized here. Let me actually just nix that Fibonacci sequence for the moment. Now, 45-minute chart is a big deal, okay? It's immediate price action, but it really does show the attitude of things, where they're going. So Bitcoin right now on the 45-minute chart, we can pull some time in here, and I'll do a fib in just a second. But 45-minute chart, you can look at where we just, back on Monday, February 26th, you can see we started running about that time. Then we spent some time sideways. And if I fire up a Fibonacci sequence here, starting when we started running to our recent high there, as you can see, we're coming down to the 382 fib level. That's kind of a weak spot to bounce. We're losing the 200 on the 45, which is pretty weak if that happens. Could also see a move down to the 314 moving average. That's the green one. That's the .5 coming in at 60,148. But also 618 golden pocket. And that's why I have this buy right here at 57,500. Is because we definitely built some. This was resistance for a while, and it was right below the 618 golden pocket. So I'm kind of just playing the bottom of the 618 golden pocket since there was resistance there. I do think it could be a bounce spot too. So this is kind of a Hail Mary one, but hey, I might get it on a wick. So anyway, right now we're hitting that retrace. I'm not going to do anything drastic or automated except for this one limit order I've got in. Let's just see where this thing, when it turns around. Definitely, if we were to bounce right now at the 200 moving average, that would be a sweet spot to bounce, especially the 382 fib level. But honestly, I'm not too impressed. I wanted to give a little bit more back. If we look at the 45-minute chart, the squeeze indicator is beginning to roll over definitely towards the negative. Directional index is in the red, still trending down. ADX is moving up. You don't want the ADX to move up while you're dumping. Definitely has some volume coming in, but that's going to be all sell volume. So basically, and sorry if this is hard to see. I'm using my laptop. But this is just the easiest machine that I can have access to all the time, daily, to make a video. So if we look at the 15-minute chart here, how's that looking? Are we rolling over? Let's look at all the indicators. No, let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. So I'm going to fire up a 4-hour chart so you guys can see a little easier. In this 4-hour chart, you can see I'm just looking at the fib here when it started to run again recently. And let's just see what happens. That's enough said there. I mean, on the 4-hour chart, you can see we had this beautiful warning of all this. We had these 200 and 314 moving average crosses and 200 moving average crosses. That's from Block Education. You can check them out on the bitcoindailyview.com page. If you join, I get nothing, but you will get a discount. So I'm not necessarily pushing it for money. And basically, it's beautiful. You can see this retrace very beautifully. Oh, sorry about that. You can see that the retrace very, very beautifully here on the 4-hour chart. Let's just, use your own trading methodology, and let's just see where this thing actually decides to turn around and bounce. I think worst case, I'm hoping my 57,500 fires up because there is a little bit of resistance there where it couldn't get above it. I think it's a good spot. Also, what you can always do? I'm going to play with a little bit of a fun tool here, an indicator that I like. Let's just pull this in. All I want to see is the visible area that I want to actually chart. Fire up the VRVP, visible area something, whatever, volume something. And you can see the volume spikes tend to be like magnets. And if you look, you can kind of see one here. You can see one here. The greatest one is the greatest magnet. You can see one here, down there at my limit, definitely, as we were going sideways for a while here, you can see one right around the 382 fib, and it's kind of neat how it sort of all matches up. So, maybe we bounce here, maybe not. Let's just one more time. I'm going to go to the 45-minute chart, and I definitely think, let me actually just clear this up so you guys can see. Sorry, I know it's a little bit hard to see this small monitor. It is for me too, if it's any consolidation. So here on the 45-minute chart, we're really challenging that 200 moving average. If we can't keep that, I think we might see a bit of a downward spiral for a little bit. Maybe some of those lower limits will actually fire off for people. You really don't want to get stuck between the 200 and 314. It's really weak. So let's just see what happens. Let it come to you. Definitely, if I was to fire up like a 15-minute chart, to maybe get a handle on what's going on. Yeah, we have a lot of powerful downwards velocity. 15-minute chart, even though I know it's very, very, short time frame, it actually does really, I think, have a lot of value. And there we go. We lost 200 and 314, and the yellow candles mean a lot of downward velocity. So let's just see what happens. Looking at the indicators, we're still trending down. We'll just see what happens. Anyway, let Bitcoin come to you. Shiba Inu, another one that I like. SHIB versus USDT. Is it getting ready to have a bounce here? Not yet. It could. Let's just keep an eye on it. SHIB is making a retrace. That one's been a big player. And right now, if we look at that one, I'll look at these things tonight, maybe, or definitely tomorrow morning. Try to get back on. I don't have time to like Fibonacci sequence all this right now, but definitely this might be in a good spot. Keep an eye on SHIB versus USDT. Doge 45-minute chart. It's coming down to that 200 moving average. It very well might bounce there. Watch for those 45-minute chart 200 moving average bounces. Bong versus USDT, once again wicking down to that 200 moving average, and that's right where it had a lot of volume right there. It's also right by the 618 golden pocket. So Bong versus USDT might be getting ready to make that sweet retrace. Pepe versus USDT definitely gave some back. Will this be a continuation? I'm just going to kind of almost take Pepe off the list. I'm not quite as excited about this chart. We'll see if it keeps moving. Theta, which we were looking at a little while ago, and we had this Fibonacci sequence here, and we're like, yeah, we're playing this, well, it started moving, and as you can see, it totally just blew that old, fib level, that old high away. And so I think I might have to adjust it to here. And right now we're kind of in a weak spot for a bounce. It's a 4-hour chart. Let Theta come to you. It would have been sweet to get those gains, huh? But let's look at a 45-minute chart. Okay, let's look at the indicators. Yeah, it's rolling over. It would not surprise me. Let me clean this up so you can see a little clearer. It would not surprise me if Theta, which is a cool project, let's watch this thing. You could even do on the 45-minute chart here, you could do for a very immediate price action. You really could do a fib sequence and just see if you get a 0.5 or a 618 bounce. Totally possible. But do watch for that 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart. You definitely might see a nice retrace all the way to there, and that'd be nice and healthy. That'd be a great bounce. So let's just see what happens. Maybe by the time you get there, if it's falling slowly, that might make the 200 moving average. So we'll see what happens. It's good stuff. So really, sorry if I've been babbling on for a while. It's just we're in a mix of things. I might, I'm looking at a 15-minute chart here, and you know what I want to do? Let's actually at Bitcoin. Let's look at this. Let's look at this is the daily chart. Okay, we're definitely giving a bit back on the daily. That's for sure. We're well over the 200 and 314 moving average. Actually, yeah, adjust this one so it is the 314. Because yeah, I do believe the 200 on the daily is above the 314. And come on, correct. Yeah, it is. So 200 is above the 314. That's really awesome. Let's fire up indicators. I want to use a MACD. Sorry, I don't have a template saved for this. Daily MACD. Watch for this. Daily MACD tangent just turned negative. That could be more down. So watch out for that. You see the MACD is very extended. Tangent of the MACD just turned negative. This is definitely a spot where we could see the MACD do a kind of a natural retrace down before it tangents back up. So be careful. This is a existentially and financially dangerous place to be. Now let's look at something which I find to be incredibly valuable is the 2-hour MACD. Watch this 2-hour MACD is dumping hard. Watch for that 2-hour MACD tangent to turn positive. Then watch your daily, watch your other indicators. The 2-hour MACD is really, it's a short time frame, it's short candle, but it definitely does tend to give me an idea of which way the you said like the longer candles are going to go. 2-hour MACD I noticed tends to kind of be a several hour predecessor to the daily MACD tangent changing. So keep an eye on that. And then there's more to do, but I got to get on to other things. I was going to talk about a huge mega cup and handle, but we'll look at that later. Watch that 2-hour MACD tangent to change. I think that's going to be a big deal. And now, at the end, I'll do a little bit of news here, so those who don't care in the slightest can just tune out. Now, people gave me all kinds of crap because this was from RT. Victoria Nuland quits, right? Then I was like, well, someone showed me that it's also over here on AP. So Victoria Nuland, third highest ranking U.S. diplomat and critic of Russia's war in Ukraine, retiring. There are no accidents, and this woman is a pure denizen of hell. And if you never watched it, I would implore an individual to watch Ukraine on Fire if you can find it, and get into the roots of this demon. If this deep state hag she would never leave of her own accord. Narcissistic, psychopathic, evil doesn't do that. So this is a big deal. And this lady kicked out. You can Google like F the EU. That's one of her famous statements. Watch Ukraine on Fire if you're not familiar with this lady. If this demon is getting kicked out, like I say, narcissistic psychopaths never quit. So there's something up. The world is a better place. And this is a good day. I'm gonna call it a good day. This is a good day. This is a good thing. This lady out of the picture can only be a good thing, unless I don't know. Who knows? But I'm gonna call it a good thing. For the moment, I will celebrate. Anyway, everybody, take care, and I'll talk to you again soon.